be doing a problem. Sorry. Um, yeah. Let me just pick one. So I've gone from 1350, I think, to like now 1400. I did Operation 60 threshold. I don't know which one I did yesterday. Dang, I thought it was. Isn't like this one? I did like a 1400 one. Yeah, no, not this one. Q2. Oh, this one. The coins, I think. Yep. So I did this one yesterday, as you can see here. So it wasn't that hard. So now I'm gonna. I don't know if. Ooh. Okay, so my goal is to try to find like at least 70%. So let's see. 56. That's premium. What the fuck? 63, so maybe 63. Okay, maybe those. Minimum rectangle. Students unable to eat lunch. Okay, yeah, let's do this one. 80%. That's pretty good. Oh, this one is easy. It's easy, but it's in the 1400s. Yeah, I'll just do it, I guess. So let me restart this. Let me restart this timer. I did that one in 15 minutes. That's crazy. The other one. But anyways, yeah, you usually put a timer for 25 minutes. That's all I give me. I am reading it for the first time. I'm solving it for the first time, as you can see. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so number of students unable to eat lunch. The school cafeteria offers circular and square sandwiches at lunch break, preferred by the number 0 and 1 respectively. So okay, so 0 circular equals 0, square equals 1. All students stand in queue. Each student either prefers square or circular sandwiches. The number of sandwiches students was in a stack at each step. If the student at the front of the school prefers the sandwiches on top of the stack, they will take it and leave the queue. Otherwise, they will leave it and go to the queue's end. Okay. This continues until none of the queue students want to take the top sandwich and are thus unable to eat. Okay. Okay, so I have a number of students. I have that same number of lunches. I'm using half-half or 80% and 20% or 100% of one. I have to keep going until none of the students want to take the top one. And at that point, I'm done. You are given two integer arrays, students and sandwiches, where sandwiches is the type of this in the stack is the top of the stack. Okay, so my array is the stack and the beginning is the top. Is the preference of the J students in the initial queue. Is the preference of the J students in the initial queue. Okay. There's the number of students that are unable to eat. I care about the ones that can't eat. The remaining students. Okay. So this kid is gonna go back. This kid is gonna go back. So now I have 0, 0, 1, 1. Now I'm done with one student. 0 goes back. I have 1, 1, 0. 1 takes it. Now I have 0, 1 and I have 1, 0. 1 goes back. Now I have 0 takes it and 1 takes it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is what happened. And then here I have this is sandwiches for students. Sandwiches 1 0 0 0 1 1. Right? So I'm gonna take it. Back in the queue twice for those two ones. Then I take this. Then I go back. I have to keep track of that, which is easy because okay, hold on. Okay, I was thinking maybe I can just order and do that, but no. The sandwiches has to stay a queue. That is important, and so do students, right? Because I cannot sort of like change the order in which they'll go, because that will change the result basically. And if I do it straightforward, that's gonna take a long time, right? What am I doing at each step? Okay, let's see. If I do it straightforward, I'm gonna search for that student. And basically I'm gonna cut the array there. I'm gonna shift all of those back, and I'm gonna remove that one. Right? If I go through the array and I cannot find the sandwich, the one that will take it, then I'm done. So gotta go through students. If can't find one that will want sandwich, I end. And whatever students I have remaining is the number I return. If I find a student, I remove it and move all the ones I have gone through to the back of the queue. Yeah, those are my only outcomes, right? If I find a student, I remove it, and whatever is before, I put it back. That's all. However, for Java, if this were a string, I could do substring. But it's array, so what's the best way to do this? The easiest way? I cannot do slices, that's a problem here. And I don't want to be, and they're arrays, not even lists. Oh, okay, hold on. For the sandwiches, I can have a pointer, right? Until we're done. So either I'm gonna finish all of them, or I'm gonna be in one, and then the other condition, this condition is gonna happen, right? And for students, how do I do the order, right? I cannot start. Do I continue where I left off? Yeah, but no. How do I do need to keep to remove it. I could continue from here, but then the next time I visit it, what if I make it a different value, right? Let's say that I'm looking for 1100 my student and 101, right? So sandwich, I gotta look for a 0. So then I change it to 2 and I move my pointer to 1 and I continue here, right? Boom. But it hasn't been a full loop, so I could do that. I can continue and then start over, right? That's That could help me, sort of like, that's a fake queue. Yeah, no, I can totally do that. I can continue. For students, I will continue where I left off. And then I'll do one full pass. If that happens, and I still didn't find a good student, I'm done. Right? So, now I'm looking for a 1, so I'm gonna do that. And then this one changes to 2. And I continue. Now I'm looking for a 0, right? I'm gonna go 0. And then I'm looking for a 1. I'm gonna go over once. Done. I'm done. So my sandwiches are done. Yeah, that works. And what is that solution? Time is n times. I'm going through the sandwiches, and I'm going through the students a bunch of times. What is the worst? That for each sandwich, the student is at the very end, right? Because I'm going n, and I found it. Then I'm basically going n again, and I found it. So yeah, n times m, whatever number of students I have for whatever number of sandwiches, and the space is constant. I'm not doing anything. Is there better for this? What am I doing that I could make better? I'm going over the students a lot. Is there a better way? Does it really matter the order is what I'm thinking. No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't matter. Because if I have 3 and 3, it's gonna take multiple times. But I'm gonna end up with the same. If I sort both of them, wait, oh my god, I can count the number of sandwiches that I have for each and the number of students for each, and then if that number one of them is gonna be equal, right? I'm gonna have either a more of one or the other. So one of them is going to be the one that I'm missing, right? That's my ones that are missing. Yeah, I can totally do that. But isn't that worse if I do n log n? No, because that's n log n. That is better. That's before this one. Yeah, that works because I can literally just simply have, for instance, 0, 0, 1, 1 for both, and that's perfect. If I were to have 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, and then 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. We're gonna have 2 zeros. 3 students can eat. Oops. Wait, no, because I'm already now 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. whatever I thought about earlier that it was gonna break it for being out of order, I completely forgot it. But that's important. Why wouldn't this work? Because in the order that I take the stuff matters, right? Like if I have a sandwich, I'm shifting the students a lot. And it could happen that I end up with the sandwich out of position. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. So, anyways, yeah, this is the solution. Let me just implement it really quick. It's n times m, whatever. So I'm gonna basically have a condition where and sandwich index 0. I'm also gonna have student index equals 0, and a flag, and I'm gonna have a flag boolean went over equals false because I need it, and I also need a result. How am I gonna know? Yeah, I have to count zeros, the twos, right? I'm gonna do that first actually. For and I equals 0, I less than, and res is equals 0, I less than students dot length I plus plus if students I, oh my gosh, equals 2, then res plus plus return res. So that's what we'll do, and here we'll say while my sandwich index is less than my sandwiches dot length, or when over, so if one of these, yeah, it's true. No, both of them have to be true. I'm gonna say, and this is where I'm doing the loop, right? I'm gonna basically have the student index be go, right? So if the student index is not equal sandwich index student index plus plus, if the student index is equals students dot length minus 1, I'm gonna say when over equals true, wait, no, I need something that tells me the loops. Loops equals equals 1, right? If loops equals 2, if loops equals whatever, like it doesn't matter, right? I'm gonna do that. If I'm in the second loop, I break, and this thing has to be 1, right? I'm gonna go 1, 2, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna break plus equals 1, but that's here. I'm gonna do that. If I've done 2 loops, I'm gonna break out of this thing. And here, yeah, and if I have loops, break as well. That's it. If this doesn't happen, while that happens, if that didn't happen, then I'm going to say send no, student index equals 2. That's it. Yeah, I think that's it. So I have 2 indices, and I think to check how many loops I've done. Then I'm gonna start my sandwich index. Do I have any? Okay, and then student index. Yeah. So I'm gonna start, of course, at the beginning. Well, my sandwich index is like less than sandwiches, right? And I have loops here to break out of it. So while this is true, I'm gonna go sandwiches here. So while my students at that index is not equals to sandwiches, I'm increasing my student index. So I'm moving. My student index gets to 4, so 0, 1, 2. If it passes, or if it gets to here, if it gets to here, and this is not gonna, yeah. If it gets here, or greater, I guess, greater than or equal, I'm gonna start one loop. Oh, and I have to student index equals 0. And I'm gonna go all the way, right? And if the loops is 2, I have to do that here on top actually. I'm gonna do that. And then what happens? Here I'm gonna say loop 0, right? So if I finish, that's 1, right? Like that can happen right away, and then 1 full 1, and that's when I'm done. If I somehow get out, then if I did 1 loop and I found 1, then I'm out of here. Then I didn't have to loop, so I reset. Yeah, that works. Then yeah, if I to break out of here, and then yeah, that's it. So let's go through it one more time. So I have my sandwich. I'm looking for a student, so I find this one. So this never happens. This never happens, right? Then I'm out of here. Loops is not. So student index. So this one is 2, and yeah, I'm done. And I reset my loop. So then and my sandwich is 1 as well. Sandwich plus right? Sandwich index. Then I move to 1. I am at this index, so it doesn't happen. I increase it. Yeah, actually, it's gonna go over. So this is gonna happen in loops, student. So I'm resetting, then it happens. So we come here, we reset it. So now this one is 2. So now I have 2, 1, 2, 0. So now we're looking for 0. So I'm gonna go find this. So 2, 1, 2, 2, and then yeah. And then here, I hope 2's is not. Yeah. Okay, let me run it. I'm kind of out of time, but students loops. Bruh. Maybe I didn't think clearly of this one, but I'm changing to when I find one. So when I don't have a 2, that's where I'm counting. So I got out of here for some reason when I shouldn't have. Am I ending? Yeah. No, this is gonna be out of. Why? If I somehow made it to the end, right here, it's because I wasn't checking the last one. That's why. So if I'm here, and this happens, like I'm here, I have a 1 as a sandwich, and I'm here, then I go over. Now, here I increase it, so I'm in the last one, then I increase it. There, I'm already here, equals, right? Then I reset, yeah. That should do it, I think. Yeah, now I see why the fuck this one is that. I don't know what I even did, but should work. Yep. Okay, let's submit it. I see why it's higher. No way. Oops. Well, I'm done, but let's see. This looks a lot cleaner. 1, 0. Okay, so they're counting how many. For what? Oh, they're... Okay, hold on. They count the number of each of the sandwiches. They have 2 numbers, so 5 and 10 or whatever. Then they're going through... Oh, sorry, the number of the students. They're going through the sandwiches. Oh. And if I still have a student, that's actually smart. But that wouldn't work if the 0. So we're checking for one or the other. So moving the students around doesn't matter, but the sandwiches, yes. I see. Yeah, that makes sense. And yeah, the sorting one, yeah. Yeah, I guess I complicated it, but I mean, I made it work. So yeah, this is one of those things. I don't know. That I like that solution a lot more than mine, but yeah, I don't know. It's just in my head. I started like thinking, oh, yeah, I can do this and that. So, anyways, at least I solved it. 25 minutes. It's 14 something rating. So yeah, it is what it is. Alright, bye.